Hello guys, this is Abhishek Vanjani. Welcome to my YouTube channel. So in this video, I am going to discuss about my intern rejection stories. In this video, my main motive is to discuss about my rejections, and in many of my previous videos, I have told you about how I was rejected from first 8 companies during my internship duration and how actually this helped me improve on my skills and how this helped me to learn and finally reach my destination. So before we begin with the video and before we begin with the story, I will request you to subscribe to my channel in order to stay updated with all the tech related content. So now let's begin with the video. So my on-campus internship journey started on 27th of July. So on 26th of July, it was the birthday of one of my friend and we were enjoying at his birthday party, and in evening, we actually received the mail from training and placement cell that the on-campus internship process is starting from tomorrow and the first company that is visiting our campus is DE Shaw. So I was very shocked seeing this stipend that the company was offering, and it was 1.5 lakhs a month. So I was like, how a company is offering such a huge stipend to an intern? So at that time, I was quite prepared with my data structures and algorithms, but I was not able to brush up my computer science fundamentals. I was expecting that the companies will be visiting our campus in August, so I wasn't prepared with the computer science fundamentals. So on 27th of July, first company visit, and it was a completely new experience. I never knew about the process that was followed. So we were directed towards the lab and it was my first coding round. So the first coding round that I gave comprised of 2 questions and it was held on HackerRank. So seeing the problem, I thought that I will first write the recursion to this problem, and then if needed, then I will memorize by making use of dynamic programming. So I wrote the basic recursion and luckily it passed all the test cases and I was able to get through the first problem very quickly. The second problem was a graph based problem and I wasn't able to solve the problem completely, so I gave a partial solution to the problem and luckily I was able to clear the coding round. In the evening on the same day, another company named Arcesium had their coding round. So the first day when I came for the coding rounds and I came for the process, the only thing that was in my mind was to get through the coding rounds of each and every company I appear for. I wasn't aware about the interviews. What I knew was I want to get through the coding round for each and every company because this is what I have done for the past 2 years. I have been coding and I don't have any development experience and I don't have any good projects. So this is what I have done for the last 2 years. So I have to excel in this thing and I have to clear the coding round in which I sit. So this was the mindset that I had. So during the coding round of Arcesium, there were MCQs as well as coding problems. So the coding problems as well as the MCQs were quite tough and I was able to solve one problem completely and another problem partially, and I was able to attempt some of the MCQs and I was able to get through the coding round of Arcesium as well. So the next step was the first interviews. So the first interview that I sat for was DE Shaw. So it was a completely different experience. So one of my friend was asked with questions related to operating system and computer networks. So I was quite scared because I wasn't prepared with computer networks at all and I just knew the heading names or the topics that were there in the operating system. I was not well versed with the operating system as well. So during the first round of interviews for the DE Shaw, I was able to get through all the questions that were asked. The majorly questions that were asked was based on data structures and algorithms and I was able to get through this. The second round was again based on data structures and algorithms and again I was able to get through that round as well. So the third round and the most important round. So very few people actually sat for the third round and I was luckily amongst one of them, and questions related to data structures, algorithms, computer networks, object-oriented programming, operating system, all were asked. And obviously I wasn't prepared with the computer science fundamentals and I was not able to answer very basic questions, and because of which I was actually rejected from DE Shaw. So after giving the third round, I wasn't expecting a positive result because the other people who actually appeared for the third round were great at computer fundamentals as well as data structures and algorithms. So over and all, I knew that I am going to be rejected in this round. So the next day I had to come for my Arcesium interview. So this time I actually had some hope and I wanted to get through the process and get an internship in the second company. So the first round of Arcesium was quite easy and was completely based on data structures and algorithms. So I was able to get through this round and I was able to answer all the questions that were asked. So I was immediately called for the second round. Again, a problem related to data structures and algorithm was asked and I was able to answer the question that was asked. So I was able to get through this second round of Arcesium as well, and now I was seeing a little hope and I was like, this time I would be able to get through the interview and I will be able to get the internship. So I had some positivity at this time. So there were 3 people who actually appeared for the final round and I was amongst one of them. So in the final round, there were 2 interviewers and they asked questions related to virtual functions, object-oriented programming, operating system, computer networks, and all the other topics that I was actually not prepared with. So after the D-Show interview, I didn't get any time to prepare for the computer science fundamentals. So I was again not prepared with them. So after the interview, I thought that yes, I answered all the questions correctly and I will be able to get through the process and I will be able to get the internship this time. But when the results came, it was unfortunately not me and the other 2 people who were with me got selected. I went home and I saw that all the answers related to computer science fundamentals, I gave all of them wrong. So I was pretty sad and was pretty depressed because of this. So the next company in line was Microsoft. So Microsoft is one such name everyone dreams to be in, and I was very excited for the interview process of Microsoft. So when I sat for the coding round, it comprised of 3 questions and the questions were pretty good and they were mostly related to linked list and trees and they were standard questions from Geeks for Geeks. So I was able to solve all the 3 questions, but I was a little confused with the first question. Although all the test cases passed, but I was still doubtful about my logic and I thought that maybe there might be some test cases that may fail. Hopefully, I was able to pass the coding round for Microsoft. So on the 3rd day, after I appeared for the coding round of Microsoft, there was another company for which we have to appear for the coding round. So it was Sprinklr. So I heard from some of my seniors that it is the company that pays highest package in the placement. So I was quite shocked and I was quite excited to appear for the coding round of this company. So in the evening, we gave the coding round for the Sprinklr and it comprised of again 3 questions and some aptitude questions. I was able to solve 2 questions completely and 1 problem partially, and I was able to attempt some of the MCQs and get through the coding round of Sprinklr as well. So these were the first 4 companies that appeared and I was able to get through the coding round of all the 4 companies. So that was a very proud moment and this was the target basically which I set in the beginning of the internship, that I have to get through the coding rounds. So I was quite happy that I was able to do so. So next day we had a pen and paper round for Microsoft, and in the pen and paper round there were 2 questions. So one of the question was based on trees and another question was based on strings. So the string question was little bit tricky because we had to make use of minimal amount of space, and the tree question, luckily I have solved the tree question 2 to 3 days back and I knew the solution and I was able to solve the question. So now I cleared the pen and paper round of Microsoft and I had the interviews for the Sprinklr. So I had 2 big company interviews that were waiting for me on the same day, and I was pretty much sure that yes, I will be able to get through and I will be able to get an internship today at least. So there was one of my friend who actually was shortlisted with me in the Sprinklr, and there were 2 to 3 friends of mine who were shortlisted for the Microsoft interview. So when I was waiting for my chance for the Microsoft interview round 1, I got a call from training and placement cell who was actually coordinating the Sprinklr interviews that my interview is waiting for me. So I rushed towards the place where the Sprinklr interviews were going on, and there I gave my first round of interview for Sprinklr. So this day was basically the twist in the story. So in the interviews of Sprinklr, I was able to answer some of the problems and I faced difficulty in solving some of the problems. So when I was done with the interview and I was leaving, one of the interviews said that, hey, we have another question for you, and this was basically the deciding question, and if I was able to answer this question, I was getting the internship, otherwise I was rejected. So this thing I wasn't able to figure out at that time, but now I completely know that why I was called back and to answer this question. So this question was the very basic and simple question, that was to reverse a linked list. So I reversed the linked list using the recursion technique, which is usually the tough technique to solve, but the interviewer asked me to solve the problem in an iterative manner. So usually this approach is a little bit easier, but I wasn't aware about this approach, so I was stuck in this problem and I wrote the code, but there were some mistakes and it was giving segmentation fault for the test cases and when we dry run them. So basically I wasn't able to solve this simple problem of reversing a linked list and I was rejected from the interviews. So this was a very shocking moment for me, because doing competitive programming since 3 years and not able to solve this basic problem, and I was little broken at this time. But I had my Microsoft interviews pending for the day and I thought that I should keep my mind calm and relaxed, and I had to push myself to the Microsoft interviews and try to get through the process. So the friend who actually had their interviews with the Sprinklr, he got an offer. So now the pressure was building on my head because one of my friend has already got an intern. So I went for the first round of Microsoft interviews and it went pretty well and I was able to answer all the problems, and I was called for the second round. And the second round was full of ups and downs for me. So the interviewer gave me a problem and I gave a solution to the interviewer, but the interviewer was not convinced with the solution and he was expecting some other approach to solve the problem. So he gave me with another simple problem to solve. So basically in this round I was given with 3 problems and I was able to solve 2 problems, and the last problem that I wasn't able to solve was another basic problem, which is to find the pivot element of an array. So I wasn't able to solve this very basic and standard problem during the interview because of the interview pressure and the pressure of rejection from Sprinklr. So I gave wrong solution and obviously I was expecting a rejection from this round, and after waiting for around 2 hours I was rejected from the Microsoft interviews as well. So it was around 8:30 in the night when I was actually told about my rejection, and it was raining outside. So I was basically stuck after getting 2 rejections from 2 of the dream companies, and I was basically stuck in the college. So I called my brother and he came to pick me up, and this day was actually the day when I was completely broken from the internship journey and I was completely tired. So I was exhausted mentally as well as physically. I was literally waking up at 6 every morning, sleeping at 12 at night. So I was literally introspecting myself and I was thinking, what is it that is actually lacking in my preparation and what are the things that I need to improve on. So after this I gave the coding round of Goldman and I wasn't able to get through the coding round. So this was the first coding round that I wasn't able to clear in the entire internship journey, and it was the only interview round that I actually failed to clear. So the next company was Rubrik. So this company had a CGPA cutoff of 9 plus, and luckily my CGPA was 9.09 at that time. So I was amongst the 13 people who were actually able to clear the CGPA criteria in our college. I thought that this is the company which actually I can crack and get through the process, because majorly people are screened out in the CGPA criteria itself. So the coding round for this company was one of the toughest coding round, and I saw the first problem, the second problem and the third problem, and I thought that I won't be able to solve any of the problems even partially. So I completely gave up the hope from this company and I was about to get up from the coding round and leave and go to home and rest. So then I thought that I am one of those who actually were able to get through the CGPA criteria. So why not give it a try? Why not give it a random try? Why not brainstorm a little bit and try to get the partial summation in any one of the 3 questions? So I was able to get the partial summation in the first problem and the second problem, and luckily I was able to get through the coding round for Rubrik. So this was one of the biggest achievement for me, because this was a very tough coding round and I was able to get through this round. So there were 3 people that were actually shortlisted for the interview process and I was amongst one of them. So I appeared for the interviews of the Rubrik, and again because of lack of knowledge of operating system I was stuck in one of the problem. So I was given with the problem related to paging and I knew about the solution, but I thought that the interviewer might ask me to code the solution and and I thought that it won't be possible for me to write a code for paging. So therefore I didn't answer with the actual solution, and actually the interviewer just wanted to know whether I am able to think in terms of paging or not, and it was not about coding the stuff, it was about judging my thinking ability. So this was the mistake that I made, and the other two people were actually able to get the internship at Rubrik, and I was the one who was rejected from the final round once again. In the meantime, I also appeared for the coordination interview process, and I was rejected in the round 0 itself. So I have talked about my journey to coordination, and I have talked about my rejections for the coordination in my previous video as well. And now the next company that was in line was Intuit. So now in the Intuit I had a little hope, and I thought that finally I would be able to end this rejection streak and get an internship. So not only me, and the entire college was waiting for me to get an intern, because I was literally shortlisted in every coding round and I was just blocking their seat. So everyone wanted me to get through this process, and everyone wanted me to get an internship as soon as possible because I was just blocking the way. So in Intuit, it was again a tough coding round, and I was able to get through the coding round. This was followed by a pen and paper round, and we were given with a NP-hard problem. So this was quite surprising for me because I wasn't expecting an NP-hard problem in an interview process. So we were given with an NP-hard problem, and we had to discuss the solution and write a working code on pen and paper. So I was able to get through this round as well, and this was followed by the face-to-face interviews. So in the face-to-face interviews, I was given with a problem and I was able to solve that problem. This problem was followed by a database management system problem. So the problem turned into a DBMS problem, and I wasn't much familiar with DBMS, and I just knew the basic concepts and writing basic queries, and I was not comfortable with transactions and concurrency control and all, and the questions were based on this only. So Intuit is one such company which focuses on computer science fundamentals. So the interview went pretty average. So after the first round of interview, I was the only person in the entire shortlist who was called for the second round. So the second round was not much focused on data structures and algorithms, but it was focused on puzzles and all. And I was able to answer pretty well, and I was able to answer almost all the questions that were asked in my second round. And everyone was actually expecting that I will be shortlisted because I am the only one who actually gave the second round. But unfortunately, again, I was rejected, and Intuit selected 5 candidates out of the 10 candidates that were appeared for the interviews, and I was in the rejection list once again. So now 7 companies, and I was rejected from 7 companies, and in most of the companies I was rejected from the final rounds of interview. So after clearing the coding rounds of 7 companies and getting rejected from the final round, I was completely broken now. And I had lost all my hope, and I was completely tired of this process. So when I was giving the first round of interview for Intuit, other candidates were actually appearing for the coding round of Samsung. So I actually missed the coding round of Samsung, and it was a 3-hour coding round, and when I was free from my first round of interview, only 30 minutes were left. So I rushed to the people who were coordinating with the coding rounds, and I took help from some of my friends, and I was able to enter the coding round. And unfortunately only 15 minutes were left in the coding round, and I was thinking that it won't be possible for me to obviously solve a 3-hour coding round in just 15 minutes. So luckily all the questions that were asked in that round were doable, and all the questions were standard questions, and I was able to solve all the 3 questions in around 20 minutes. So I got a 5 to 10 minutes extension in that round, and I was able to solve the entire round in 20 to 25 minutes, and I was able to get through the coding round of Samsung. So now I had appeared for a total of 9 companies, and I reached the last round of interviews for 7 companies. I was not able to clear the coding round of 1 company, and the Samsung interviews were pending. And finally it was Saturday and Sunday, so after appearing for like 7 companies in past 5 days, I was completely tired. So it was a very tiring journey for me, and I was literally waiting for the Saturday and Sunday. So in the weekend I actually prepared for Samsung. I solved some interview archives, I studied about their pattern and the questions that they actually asked, and now I was a little more prepared for Samsung. So the first round of Samsung was a pen and paper round in which we are given with the problem and we have to write the code for the same. So it was a standard BFS problem, but the issue was we were not allowed to use STL. So we had to implement the queue and all the data structures that we are using from scratch. So this was the major issue that was there in this pen and paper round, but I was able to get through the pen and paper round. So the next round was the one and only round of interview. So in this interview round, I was given with 2 standard and very basic problems, and I was little scared because of all the rejections that I had, and I fumbled in some of the problems and discussing about the approach of some problems, but I was able to solve both the problems and get through the interview process. So finally, I was able to get an internship, and it was finally Samsung which hired me as an intern. So there were two more of my friends who were actually shortlisted and got through the process and got an internship with Samsung. So I was pretty happy because finally I reached the end of the journey and I got an internship. So there was a time when I was thinking that I will not be able to get any internship, and despite of all the coding that I have done, I was really very depressed. But finally I got an internship after all the hard work. So I always wanted to apply more and I wanted to try more. I always wanted to improve. So I took a small break from this hectic schedule, and after that I came back to the track and I tried off campus, and in the off campus process I was able to get an internship with Expedia in around September, and I never stopped. I tried for Codenation multiple times in September, in January. I tried for other companies as well, and in around April I appeared for Amazon and I was finally able to get my dream internship at Amazon. So this was my long tiring internship journey. I faced a lot of rejections in this journey. I learned a lot, and because of these rejections that I faced, I am able to make these YouTube videos. I know about my mistakes, I know about the things that I lacked, and because of all this only I was able to get a placement very early. So I was placed in the second company. So the only thing that helped me in this journey were the rejections. So if I wasn't rejected from all these companies, I won't have this experience to share. So at the end today, if I think about my journey and if I think about my rejections, I actually feel happy. I feel happy that I never gave up, and I feel happy that I was actually rejected, because this helped me learn a lot. So what I would like to say is, never be demotivated by the rejections. Rejections are something which you should learn from, and I always took the rejections in the positive way. So my only suggestion would be to take the rejections in the positive way, keep trying, never repeat a mistake, and keep coding. So this is the approach that I followed. So I think that's all for this video, guys. So I know that this video is a little bit longer, and this video does not discuss about any resources or interview preparation tips, but the only motive of this video was to motivate you guys to face the rejections in the positive way. And I hope that you actually understood this by my very own example. So I think that's all for this video. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you enjoyed the content. So if you have any doubts regarding anything that is discussed, or you have any doubts regarding interview process of any of the company or anything, you can just drop me a message on LinkedIn, or you can leave a comment in the comment section below, and I will certainly try to answer to each and every of your doubts. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, because this helps me a lot to create more such useful content and motivate all you guys. So thanks a lot, and bye bye.